Hey guys, my name's Ravi Sharma and I am the founder and buyer's agent here at Search Property. Thank you so much for joining me on yet another episode of Search Property TV. If you haven't already, please do smash the subscribe button, hit the bell icon and smash the thumbs up button because some people are into that. Now, this video is a step-by-step guide of how many properties you need to retire. I'm not talking about you being 65, 75, and now you need to retire. I'm talking about the opportunity for 20, 25, 30, 40, 50-year-old people to be able to go in, implement a strategy, and actually be able to use it, but essentially go and know exactly how you can reach financial freedom and do whatever you want. If that for some people is running a tuk-tuk business in Bali, or it's to continue working where they work because they enjoy it, well, the choice is completely up to you. My goals are different to yours, and because they are different, there's a link in the description below. If you haven't already, we need to jump on a strategy call. We need to figure out what your roadmap is, but I'm going to talk about why that's important when we go through this. So guys, this is a step-by-step guide. If you want to make notes at home, please do so. It is a video, so you can always go back and watch this. And if you find some value in this or you want someone else to know about it, you just have to share it with them. It's free, okay? Now, I'm gonna go through each step and then we're gonna break it down a little bit further. So it could be a lengthy video. Make some time, get a cup of tea, a glass of juice, if that's what you wanna do, but we're gonna kick in now. All right, step one, we need to know what the magic number is. No, I'm not talking about Harry Potter or something like that. I'm talking about your magic number. Everyone has a number, okay? What that number represents is how much income you want to make for you to say, piss off to your boss, or to say, I'm done with working. Or that, hey, I can now not have to stress about finances and I can go spend time with my kids, pick them up from school, whatever the case may be. Everyone has a number. Now, for a lot of people that I've been talking to over the phone and doing strategy sessions with, the average is $100,000. So I'm not sure where it came from, but for some reason, even when I started investing, I was like, yeah, I want $100,000 because that sounds cool. Now, obviously things change with inflation. However, $100,000 in today's dollar value is what most people are saying is their magic number. Magic number we're going to use for this exercise is $100,000. Now, step two, you need a roadmap that aligns with your goals. What I mean by this is that you can't simply go out and just say, oh, that looks like a good property, I'm gonna go purchase that. Oh, that one looks good too, I'm gonna purchase that. You can't do that because what you'll find is 5 years down the track, or even sooner than that, you're gonna realize how much of a dumb mistake that was. You need to be purchasing property in line with your goals and what you wanna do in the future. It just makes sense. So by having a magic number straight away, we know what the end goal is. Now we want to break down the short-term goals and how it breaks over 5, 10, 15, 20 years. Because essentially, if you just have an end goal and you know what the destination looks like, if you don't have the building blocks or the roadblocks to actually go and achieve those, it's going to be very hard. You're just going to go around and then realize that you fell off and there's no plan. So we need a roadmap, we need a plan. Step three, exact numbers and costs. So we need to figure out what the exact numbers are. Now, it's very hard for someone to do this if they've never invested in property before, and this is why I urge you, jump on a strategy call. We need to talk about these things. There's an ebook, download that. It's gonna show you a bit about my journey when I started and point you in the right direction about how to get started. So for everyone else, right, if you already know what an investment property is gonna yield for you, well, there's chances are that you only have a set number of markets to actually have that estimate about. What I mean by that is I've spoken to people where they basically have only ever invested in Sydney, right? They've just felt comfortable, that's where they live. And so when I talk to them about cash flow properties and I talk about regional centers, they're going, I have no idea what you're talking about. I've never invested outside of Sydney. That's where I'm comfortable, and that's okay. However, you're missing out on such a large portion of properties, of all these suburbs and all these subset markets that are actually performing way better than Sydney, or they provide you more cash flow or capital growth than your current situation. So this one's limited because you're only limited by what you know. And again, if you're able to leverage with people's experience and have property mentors and coaches that have gone out and purchased in multiple markets and have that knowledge, well, you're gonna have access to so much more information that it allows you to understand how this is gonna work. Because truthfully, if you wanna get to 100K, you may need, say, 4 or maybe 5 properties in Sydney, but they're gonna be negatively geared. Now, you also need to then fork out $800,000, $900,000 for each property. Is the bank gonna give you a loan? Probably not. So this is where you need to understand the dual property portfolio. I've got a video about this, my secret sauce, how I used real estate to actually get to passive income, but what the essential trick was to pull which lever to actually know the banks are gonna give you a loan. So you should check out that video. There's probably a card that pops up here. Step 4, we need to understand our costs and the income we wanna produce. So as a collective of the two, are we hitting this magic number? Or are we sort of going, oh, well, yeah, look, I wanted 100K, but because of these costs, it's become too hard. It's too hard now. Cost plus income, yeah, okay, if we end up at about 60K, I'll just learn to live that way. Truth is, most people will have to live by the pension, or they're gonna be limited by the amount of income they have at that point, when they're 65, 75, 85. And if you're not happy at that point with that much income, here's some news. You're gonna have to continue working. I don't know anyone that wants to continue working past 75 because they desperately need the cash. They may wanna work because they love what they do and they have that choice. But why not actually actively make those decisions when you're working so hard? Can't travel anywhere because we're in COVID. So you may as well take advantage of that. Take advantage of getting ahead, building your roadmap out, and also buying these properties now, because then you allow the market to do its thing and you're gonna hold property for 20, 30 years. Decision's up to you. Step 5, exit strategies. This is very important. And if you don't really know how to come out of it, you're gonna get stuck at a point where you think, I have no other choice but to hold these properties forever. But then does that mean I can't retire for another 10 years? What other options are there? And I've got 2 options here, right? To simplify it, buy and hold. So that's where you get to hold all your properties, enjoy the passive income and retire, or you sell assets. Now, as soon as I say sell assets, some people honestly will go, no, I'm never gonna sell property. These people have told me that selling a property is bad. You should never sell property. For someone who's a buyer's agent, for someone who loves property, I have intentions to sell part of my portfolio later on. Now, again, your goals are different. My goals are different to yours. But essentially understanding you have flexibility. There's no hard and fast rule. There's no rule that you need to hold a property for 13 years and then you get the maximum benefit, or that you can only hold it for 6 months and then you flip it and that's when you're gonna get the benefit. No, you need to understand what that property presents to you as an opportunity in line with your goals, right? So these are the steps we're gonna go through. Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5, and then you're gonna know exactly how you can retire and you can tell your boss to go wherever you like and live financially free if you implement this. So let's break down these numbers. Let's go and use an example, and I wanna show you how easy or how difficult this could actually be if you wanna do this yourself or if you wanna do it with the help of a buyer's agent. So let's kick in. So from this example, we're using $100,000 of passive income. This is pretty much, for a couple, if you've got a house paid off and you're making $50,000 each, like $2,000 a week that you're getting, and your biggest cost being your house that you live in is paid off, it's a pretty good deal to be in. You're probably gonna save quite a bit of that. But that's the goal that we're looking at in this example, so I'm gonna break it down. $100,000, how do we get there? Well, we need to work backwards, right? We need to understand, with this example, if you were to buy a house, right? If we were to buy a house at, say, $250,000. Okay, so we buy a house for $250,000 and the rent you get is equal to $300 a week, right? Now you've also got some costs to hold this property. You've got costs like your interest repayments, your rates, your management fees, your insurance. But for the purpose of this, we're starting early, right? we're trying to understand if we were to pay these houses off in 30 years time, can we retire on making $300 a week? Now, we've got the costs that we're gonna actually incur even after we've paid off the loan, and that works out to be $93 per week. So, just to recap, because we're gonna go through this slowly, if you feel like this is too slow, you can just go down below and it says you can watch this on double speed if you like, but if you wanna carry along, let's learn something together. Okay, so you purchase a house and you're gonna purchase that for $250,000. They rent for $300 a week. Your expenses are $93 a week after you've paid off the loan. So we're looking at forward thinking. If we had the ideal world and we've paid off our loan in 30 years time or maybe earlier, what does that look like? So this house here will give you $207 a week. Okay. So now we know $207 a week. We need to go, okay, so when I multiply that by 52, so we multiply that by 52, so that equals 10,764. Okay, so we now know, and I had a calculator, so I'm not some math genius here, but essentially we've gone, that's what our income profit is gonna be, and that's how much we're gonna generate of passive income from this one property. Now, something to consider here, we're not taking into consideration inflation or rental growth. On average, you would see in a good location that's got a rental crisis, the areas that I'm buying for my clients or I've bought for myself, we're really finding that $10 a year increase in our rents is normal. It's quite acceptable. So that's very weird for anyone that's sort of in the Sydney and Melbourne markets where they're going, whoa, you're increasing rents during COVID? How is that possible? I'm losing tenants and I'm dropping them by $100 a week just to keep them. But there are markets out there that are performing really well, even despite being in a pandemic or recession. $10,764 is how much we can generate from one property. So what we need to do now is we've figured out our income, we've figured out our costs, and we figured out how much each property will produce. Now what we do is we figure out from our end goal, how many of these do we need to actually get financially free and retire? You would go $100,000, divide that by 10,764. That gives you 9.29 properties. Okay, so there's a couple of things that I really want to illustrate. One, you can never buy 9.29 properties, right? You'd have to buy 10 or you buy 9 and make up the difference later on. However, what I want to bring to your attention is I'm not advocating that everyone purchase 10 $250,000 properties. This is a guide. This is a guide that you can use to understand your position currently. And if you need help with this because you've never done this before or that you don't know exactly how to start, well, we can have a strategy session. We can get on a call, build out your roadmap and see what that looks like. But for this purpose, we would need 10 properties to get to 100K. After expenses, we retire. Okay. So how exactly do we go about this? Because only less than 1% of Australians ever own more than 6 properties. So I'm telling you that you can own 10. I'm also educating you on how you can get there. So let's say we bought 10 of these properties. So property times 10 equals this number by 10. So that would equal, so by simply following this strategy here, if you were to say purchase 10 of these properties in the next 5 to 10 years, and then let the market do its thing, and you continued paying it off, you continued doing your job, and you decided in 20 years time, you want to retire, you can retire. The rental increases that come about, the extra positive cash flow and all-time record low interest rates means that you could probably do this going principal and interest. All the money that you were generating as positive income, positive cash flow, you just put into extra repayments into that house, you'd pay it off in 20 years. So essentially, I've given you the blueprint of how to get from 0 properties to financial freedom and retirement in 20 years, right? Guys, let's just think about this. You have signed up to work for 40 to 45 years of your life to then eventually hope you have enough income to last you the next 20 or 30 years that you have of your life remaining. I'm giving you a solution. It's a guide, but it's a solution to start thinking differently that, hey, what my parents did is not possible anymore. What my parents are advocating may not work anymore. Me listening to some random uncle that talks about property who's bought 1 or 2 properties in his lifetime don't work anymore. You need new strategies. You need things that are working in today's market. And by people actually doing it every day, we understand what changes and how we can adapt and pivot. So essentially, we buy 10 of these, we get to this, we've hit your goal, retirement's obtained. Now, you probably remember when I first put up this, step 5 was to either buy and hold, which is what we're doing here, and you just reap the rewards of passive income, or we can actually sell assets. Now, if we're in a position like this, why would you want to sell assets? But if maybe you want to retire earlier than that, maybe you don't have the luxury of purchasing 10 of these 250K properties, maybe some will be 200, maybe some are 600, and you've also got to buy your own place, right? So you may decide, oh, maybe renting is the choice. I don't really care if I get to live in my own home. The truth is that if you get to be making that much and you get to retire, chances are you probably don't care about owning a house anyway. But if you are looking at that, then there's other ways we can get there. And selling assets, trading properties is another sort of tactic that once you get past your foundation properties in your portfolio, that's when you can upgrade into doing duplex deals, building, redevelopment, and things like that to actually boost up your cash flow and get to your desired retired age quicker. But for this purpose, I wanted to show you step by step the quickest way. This is the easiest way to get there. And this is also a good reminder to let you know this is not financial advice. If you do seek that sort of advice, you can contact us and we'll point you in the right direction. But this is to illustrate that not everything works the way that we got told. We don't need to work 40 years or 45 years of our lives to then retire late where you have no choice because you make not enough money, or you have to rely on the pension to actually retire. Maybe I want to buy and hold, maybe I want to sell. There is so many options. And guys, I wanted to just show you a quick step-by-step guide of how to get there. You could even look at going, what's a dual property portfolio? I made a video about this and I urge you guys to watch it because you may find that some properties will produce more cash flow for you, but others will produce more capital growth. So what you could ultimately do is even go and buy capital growth properties and cash flow properties that sort of give you a neutral cash flow. And then in the aim to go and sell in 10 to 15 years, all the capital growth properties, you sell it out, you pay the debt down, and you live financially free that way. So we're not even considering the capital growth that you're going to experience in this. We're purely looking at cash flow in today's terms. We're going to have inflation, of course. How do you get to 10 properties? Well, that's 5 each. If I'm able to buy 12 by myself, getting to 5 each, having the right strategy, you'll be able to get there. But why most people get stuck is because they get emotional about it. They don't want to spend the amount that they need to spend to get a buyer's agent or get the right expertise or the right expert advice. Instead, they want to do it themselves. And again, the results speak for themselves. There's a reason why already clients that I've got have gone from having no property to now wanting to purchase 2 or 3 within 6 months. The strategy works. What I've been doing for the last 6 years works because I have a portfolio to prove it. Now I'm doing that with clients, and people that don't want to come on board, unless they're doing it themselves and they're putting in that hours, they're putting in the time and research to actually understand these things, you're getting left behind. And unfortunately, it's quite biased when it comes from me that you should definitely hit us up because we're doing things differently here. But I think the most important part in all of this is that you're here, is that you're actively taking an attempt to try and consume, try and learn something new. So many people will never do that. And the fact that you've taken that first step, I congratulate you and thank you so much because it makes me so happy when I get to see your smiling faces behind there. And all I really ask for in return is that you subscribe to the channel, smash that like button, and comment down below what you think your passive income goals are. What are you looking at in terms of a number to retire on? What's your magic number? So leave that down below and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Thanks guys.